Lord also said in Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 and 11, be patient, let no man take thy crown. Because we're going to be crowned with the crown of life if we endure to the end with these words that we have that's guiding us in this life. The Lord's coming back in his lifetime. It says, unto the coming of the Lord, behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth. The Lord talked about that in 2 chapter 8 concerning the cluster, the grape cluster that he saved for himself. It's talking about the elect, the first fruits. The first fruits are here, going into their lot, going into their rightful place as the Lord elect. This truth ain't going out for no reason. This wasn't happening in the time of slavery. This wasn't happening in the time of the cavalry, Andrew Jackson taking down the so-called Seminole Indians and their tribes, and so-called, which the Seminole Indians are Reubenites, by the way, Gadites, so-called Native American Indians and its different tribes, so-called that we wasn't doing these works. Hell, even in the Jim Crow days, we wasn't doing it. But now we're able to do it. That's the Lord giving us that liberty, like it's spoken about in 2 chapter 9. But Jake ain't taking his liberty in the right way. They taking it to, as you see them doing, they trying to get away from his hell by so-called living life in abundance, or just free from worry, etc., etc. Stay out the way. Now the Lord told us to seek him. The Lord he can be found right now, but in a short while, the Lord is not going to be found. Amos chapter 8, verse 11, the famine of the word. Famine goes into a lack of. There's going to be a lack of this word going out. And the only thing you're going to be hearing is draconian laws from the government. Tell you to go in a concentration camp, or you got to be at home by a certain time. If you're an essential worker, if you're not an essential worker, you have to be locked down and receive stimulus checks. And so what if your stimulus check didn't come in 3 months and you still got bills to pay for? That's what's going to be the real noise out here. But we already going to know what the hell is going on, because we got the word within us. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. Wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of our times. It's not going to be stability out here for many people, especially our people. Because the Lord said he's going to deliver us. He's going to save us. And it says, and have patience for it until he received the early and the latter rain. We went through all the hell, yeah, we did. But the Lord has a certain time when we're going to get out of this hell. Just like many other captivities. This ain't the only captivity that we ever went in. All of them were short, of course, than this one, but this is the last one. The Lord ain't gonna do us like this, yo. This is the longest captivity, and this is the last captivity. Our iniquity is accomplished, so we're gonna get a life of real freedom, and not begging for no reparations and days off, or day of the year to celebrate Juneteenth, the commemoration of the slaves. Jake going to a museum, seeing their ancestors as a statue holding a flag. There ain't gonna be none of that bullshit. We're gonna have true freedom. These people are gonna be bowing down to us. That's a blessing. That's a real blessing. Not no goddamn job that's paying $50 an hour. It's not a blessing, man. It makes you a fucking slave. But the Lord's gonna get these goddamn people, man. Be also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draw nigh. And you Jakes, man, you better get right, because the Lord, He's about to bless us for doing this. But if you ain't hearkening unto the Lord, He ain't gonna bless you. He gonna allow you to go with Satan and his angels. You're gonna be burnt up, and not in hell. You're gonna be destroyed by the nuclear missile. The devil is Esau, the so-called white man on earth. He's the inner counterpart of Satan. Satan can't be destroyed, because Satan is the servant of the Lord. There's no special place called hell. Hell is a condition played out on earth Would the Lord judge you after you went to the spirit world and came back down to the earth in a certain a time of life that He wanted you to recycle and go back to the earth? That's why you have words named generation, regeneration, because you come back into this life every third and fourth generation. You know, oh yeah, you look just like grandma. Oh yeah, they go grandpa. Oh, you been here before. All that stuff is real. So Jake, you better get it right, or you just gonna come later on in life down the line. Ain't no telling how long it's gonna be, because time is gonna go back slow. It's gonna be no time. You know, that's how way out is gonna be. But at the same time, if you the first fruits who's gonna be saved, you're gonna see everything happen, and you're gonna live through it. Now, if you be a martyr and pass away, you know you're gonna come back and still live through the best part too. You're gonna get crowned. You're gonna see your enemies get bombed by nuclear missiles, and you know that's gonna create that lake of fire. The nuclear missiles is the lake of fire, and the lake of fire is gonna be over here in Babylon the Great, where the false pope, where the false prophet, which is the pope, he's gonna be destroyed in it. These presidents, all these niggas that think they got away with shit, even the dead ones, they gonna rise up and get judged too. Cause that's the great judgment day of the Lord. The Lord ain't playing in that day. These motherfuckers about to taste that fire, man. They got their little riches, they got their wealth, they ruled over us. They ate, they drunk, the sun shined on them. Every word that they said, man bowed down to it. They didn't catch hell and flack like other men did. But the Lord let that tab build up, and they gonna pay for it, man. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou should call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy power hath driven thee, and thou should return unto the Lord thy power. See, so we had to live out this curse, man. And now the Lord is about to return and heal us. He's about to deliver us. And thou shalt return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Yeah, that's part of the new covenant. The Lord's gonna change our minds into righteousness, man. We're gonna have different bodies. We're gonna have immortal bodies. We're gonna live forever. You know, we're gonna teleport back and forth to the Heavenly Father and see Him, talk amongst Him. It's a lot of beautiful things that words can't express that's about to happen. And the reason why the Lord keep warning you through us, and it may get on your nerves if you listening, because that's how far out the Lord is. You know, the Spirit speaking expressly, and it's good because, man, we gonna have things that the Lord said no man have seen nor heard. Verse 3, that then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. So the Lord's gonna gather us from these niggas, man. This nigga all proud shit. That's a proud ass saying, man.
Americans built this nation. We built this nation.
See?
You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that.
See? He had to do that. He has to say it like that because he's the devil, man.
You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it.
We built a nation. Then he say we all built it. Nah, nigga. And these people don't give a fuck, man. Jake, yo. That's why we need to get the hell up out of here, man. That's why 2/3 is gonna be destroyed.
You were such
Matthew chapter 25 goes into that. You know, those that go on the left side with the goat, those that be on the right side of the sheep, which the right hand side is the elect, left hand side is Esau and these heathens, but you 2/3 of Israel, you're gonna be on the left hand side too with Satan. You're gonna burn in the nuclear missiles that's gonna be shot in this World War III. But then you're gonna come back and realize that you messed up, because it did say in it's like Romans chapter 11, verse 26, all Israel shall be saved. But at the same time, you're gonna have to be killed Then come back in the next life. Remember that you was wicked, because that's that shame and contempt that the Lord said you're going to wear forever. But then the Lord going to take that away from you in due time. But I wouldn't want a taste of that, man. I wouldn't want a taste of that cup. You know, you'll realize that you ain't got time for it, because the Lord, He's showing us our sin. It's like, man, sin holds you back from a lot of good things, man. But that's what's coming to Jake, though.
Massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right?
And Jake, like, yeah, man, yeah, it's okay. That's how it was. They got hieroglyphics in Egypt concerning us Hebrew Israelites, because we built up those treasure cities and pyramids in Egypt. We the same people, man. That's why the Lord said the eldest should serve the younger, which the eldest is Esau, and Jacob is the youngest. And He said, people that's stronger, the weak should serve the stronger. Who's the strong? Well, the youngest, Jake. Who's the weak? The eldest, Esau. He's fighting with a carnal weapon. We fighting with the spirit. These words are tearing down Babylon spiritually. And then what? We just gonna wait on the Lord to come down with that great millstone and crush these nations, man, and get all the crowns, King and Lord of Lords. That then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy power have scattered thee. Yeah, He scattered us over here in the Western Hemisphere, even in the time of the other captivities outside of Esau. If any of thy be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee. See, the Lord's about to gather us, man. And Jake ain't ready to go, just like in the time of Egypt. And from thence will He fetch thee. That's why the Lord's only saving the elect. Verse 5, and the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and He will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. See, the Lord's about to take us back to our homeland, yo. That's what's really happening, yo. And it says, in the Lord thy verse 6, in the Lord thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Verse 7, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So the Lord's gonna put all these curses on our enemies, a double portion. You see through the spirit, He said a bigger. There's gonna be a bigger, nigga. Gonna be a bigger portion of a cup to you damn Edomites and the rest of you heathen nations. This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 30. It's like chapter 30, verse 17. And it reads, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord. Yeah, we really need a healing, man. Literally, bro. We literally need healing. The whole nation. Tired of seeing us like this, yo. You know, and I'm talking about the elect first, because the 2/3, they literally are a separate nation outside of Israel. They got their own shit, but it's all attached to Esau and his ways and the other nations' ways, but especially Esau. Because Lord went lying and said, I know they are Jews. I know them that say they're Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The Lord was talking about Israel first. But then through the Spirit, He's talking about these so-called Jew rats, because they created this renaissance claiming that they are the real Jews. So the Lord has a double-edged sword, man. You know, when it comes to these scriptures. Verse 17, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Yeah, that's what all these nations say. Why you think Trump is all proud in that saying? And he taking his time. He's savoring them fucking words that he's spewing out. That's why the Lord said, for thy glory shall be shame, and spewing. You know, that shame that Esau and these other nations going to have, man, the shame that we took on as a people of the Lord in captivity, man, I don't think nobody can ever match this hell. But at the same time, the Lord said it. So the Lord said we was going to go into captivity and then be delivered. And that's what it is. Because we're in captivity now, but we're about to be delivered. And the Lord said their shame is going to be 1,000 times worse. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, I think chapter 3, around the 21st verse, if I'm not mistaken. Their hell is 1,000 times worse. Verse 18, thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be built upon her own heap, and the palace, yeah, because the Lord going to destroy Israel, but the Lord is going to also set Israel up again, because he destroys his people, but he's going to destroy the land too, because them heathens over there in the land of Israel, but the Lord is about to destroy that land with nuclear missiles, and he's going to replenish that land. You know, that's why it says, and the city shall be built upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And we're gonna have palaces, man. We ain't gonna be in no damn Section 8 houses, no apartment, no new renovated apartment, no goddamn penthouse. Fuck that, man. We gonna have the best of the best. And our enemies gonna have the worst of the worst. They gonna be less than nothing. How you gonna be less than nothing? It says, and have mercy on his dwelling places. It's like it. And his dwelling places, and the city shall be built upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. The children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me. And I will punish all that oppress them. So we got good, man. Our future is bright, man. We have a bright future, yo. We have a bright future, man. It's waiting for us. The Lord said, the kingdom is ready for us. He's ready to give us the kingdom. So though we going through these dark times, man, we have the light, which is this truth, these scriptures. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, verse, so like not 3 and 21. I think it's 12 and 21. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, verse 22. Therefore, whereas thou doest chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more. The Lord chasten us now. And the ones that's going to get rewarded for their chastening for good is the elect. But the 2/3 that are getting chastened too as well, they don't turn back to the Lord. Their chastening is in vain, and they're just going to be destroyed because they're going through hell too. It says, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. And when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy, because there's going to be a time where we're going to be judging the world. And those that are the 144,000 are going to judge Israel. The 12 apostles, the 12 disciples of Yahweh Shai, who the world we call Jesus Christ, they're going to judge the 144,000 in Israel and the rest of the world too. Well, they're going to judge everything in that order. The Yahweh, King David is going to judge even amongst the 12, the 144,000 citizens of Israel, and the citizens of Israel is the 1/3 in the rest of the world. Yahweh Shai is going to judge everybody except the Most High, because we, as the whole 144,000, we're going to judge angels. We're going to judge Satan. We're going to judge Michael the archangel. We're gonna judge the angels. That's what the scriptures say. So our blessings is way up there, man. It says to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, because we gonna be grateful for having the kingdom again. We're gonna actually have that heart in us, but our heart's gonna be so right. And when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. Yeah, when we judge Israel, they're gonna have nothing but blessings. That's how way out, the Lord has the world, the real new world order plan. So yeah, that's all I have on that. Be prepared to go to slavery, Esau, and be prepared for the kingdom, Jacob. To then I'm gonna say shalom.